Hi, welcome to day 2 of my strength training for beginners series. Today we're incorporating some light weights into our training. If you don't have any weights at home, that's okay. Just try filling up some water bottles, and if not, we can focus on form. Today I've got 3 pounds, 8 pounds, and 12 pounds with me, and we have 6 exercises, and it will be a total body workout. So let's get started with a quick warm-up. We're just going to do some rotations. Okay, now I'm going to do some air squats. Okay, and now we're going to do some windmills. And just a few arm circles, forward and backwards. Switching direction. We have 3 blocks of work in today's workout, and we're going to be focusing on supersets. So the first 2 movements, we're going to have a bent over row and a chest press. These are very common movements that you'll see in strength training. So for the bent over row, I'm going to pick up a medium weight, which today is going to be my 8 pounds. I'll turn to the side here. We're going to do 8 repetitions. You just want to bend over, keeping your back straight, and row these dumbbells up while squeezing your back at the top. So we're going to do 8 repetitions of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now keeping the same weight, we're going to get down on the ground and we're going to do some chest press. So for the chest press, you just want to keep your arms at about a 45-degree angle, and we're just going to push the dumbbells up. So we're going to do 8 repetitions of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, we're just going to let our heart rate come down, and then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. Grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to get into the next set. Bend over. Remember to squeeze the back at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back down for 8 more chest press. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For supersets, we're not going to have a long rest time in between. I'm going to try to keep it moving. 1 more set of this. Okay, we're going to bend over, keeping your back straight. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. One last set of the chest press, and then we're going to move on to something new. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, how did that feel? I hope that's good for everything. Okay, we're going to take a bit longer of a break. Feel free to grab a sip of water. The next superset, we're going to be focusing on our legs. So we're going to be doing deadlifts and front squats. So we want to pick up a bit heavier of a weight on this one. I'm going to grab my 12s. And I'll just show you the exercise while you're taking a break. So for the deadlifts, we're going to want to roll back our shoulders, keep our upper body straight, and we're going to push our hips back, the slight bend in the knee. And then when we lift up, we don't want to hyperextend. We're going to lift up to here and we're going to squeeze our glutes at the top. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so when we're ready for that, we're going to do 8 repetitions. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep the dumbbells close to your body, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, good job. For the next move, we're going to be doing our front squats. You can opt for a lighter weight on this one. I'm going to stick with the 12s. So we're going to rack the weights up onto our shoulders, and we're just going to go down into a squat. To modify this, you can always do less range of motion and just do a little bit of a half squat, or you can lighten the weight or no weight at all. So we're going to do 8 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whew. We'll take a little rest there, let our heart rate come down. Typically on lower leg movements, you're going to want to pick up heavier weights, but this is a beginner strength training series, so that's going to be in my 20-day strength training series when we're going to start looking at heavier options. Okay, are we ready for set 2? Pick up the weights. Remember to keep the dumbbells close to your legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, with a small rest. And get back into those front squats. Pick up the weights. Rack them up on your shoulders. And push your hips back. 1, 2, squeeze the glutes at the top. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. One more set. All right, if you're ready, we'll pick up the weights. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. One more set of front squats, and then we'll be finished with this superset. So rack the weights up, 8 reps. 1, 2, squeeze the glutes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, we are done with legs. We're moving on to the lighter weights. Grab a sip of water. We'll take about 30 seconds here. So the next two movements, we're going to do a military press and a lateral raise. We are going to see these often in strength training. So the first one for military press, I'll go with my 8 pounds here. Feel free to go lighter. We're going to rack the weights up here. You can either stand like this or you can stagger your stance, which I like to do. And then we're going to push them up. So 1, we don't want our arms to come all the way down here. So we're going to do 8 reps of that. Whenever you're ready, pick up the dumbbells and 8 reps. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to go a little bit lighter for the lateral raises because it is a smaller muscle group. So I have my 3 pounds here, and I'll show you the movement first. The lateral raise, just going to lift them up to the side here like this. So 8 reps of that. Always on standing exercises, make sure to keep your core engaged. Let's go 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, don't bring them up more than shoulder height. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whew. Probably gonna already start feeling that in your shoulders because it is a smaller muscle group. Moving on back to the military press. Rack them up. 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And safely bring them down. Back to our lateral raise. You can shake out your arms if you need to. 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you need to drop the weights in the middle of the set, that's okay. It's important that you challenge yourself and try picking up the weights, even if it's just for a couple of reps. Take a break, shake out your arms. One last set. Back into military press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whew. My shoulders are feeling it. And one last movement. 8 reps of lateral raise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whew. Well, we are done another total body workout. That was our intro into our strength training program. We'll do a quick little cool down here. Just shake out our arms. One of my favorite cool down exercises. Awesome. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Next up, we are going to have a 20-minute HIIT session.